Alright, I'm gonna be replacing my thermostat housing, or it's called water outlet, and I have another part by Midzone off of Amazon. I keep upgrading these parts. I have I have an aluminum, some tube that comes off that leaks right here. It's plastic. I can put a link to it right here. I made that video first. I upgraded that. I also upgraded the reservoir in the same video, so check it out. Um, but in this video, I'm doing the aluminum thermostat housing, and it comes with a new thermostat right here. So that's good. The thermostat that's built into this one has a higher or a lower temperature rating, so your car is gonna run a little bit cooler. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the intake off quick. That I'm taking that part off to that part, that little snake, so we can get to it easier. Okay, should be all right. Okay, we are good to go. That noise you heard was the pressure releasing from the system. But now we're gonna try to get this little clip off here. Like this. Perfect. Isn't it pretty crazy that the only thing holding this hose on is a clip? Come here, Clippy. Alright, clip is off. Oh, well, that went a little faster than I expected. Just gonna slowly let that out. See, it wasn't too much for you. Alright, my phone's on 4%, so that's a problem. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you which ones I'm taking off, and then go charge it, and then come back and show you when I take it off. So we got this guy right here. There's one down here under this hose that you can't see, and then there's one right here. That guy right there. And then there's the hose on the bottom, and we already got that hose off, and then there's just a sensor, but I'm just gonna take it out, the entire thing, and replace it. Alright, this thing was kind of a pain, and while you were gone, it leaked out more, and it was a whole pain, but I got it out. I'm kind of gonna show you what everything. It looks very simple, but it's actually not as simple as it looks. That tube down here, this guy right here, you're gonna have to use these kind of pliers to get to, because that's the only thing that fits. I was able to get that off pretty easily. And then oh man, the thing that was such a pain was this little connector right here on top. It's so painful, man. It doesn't go in right. You have to, I shoved this screwdriver underneath it to get it out and like twisted it. 2 out of 3 of these screws are hard to get to. It's hard to, I have long fingers, but it's still hard to get to, so you're gonna have an issue with that. I bet you people probably recommend removing this and you'll be able to get to it easier, but I'm trying to do this with minimal things removed. This gasket is pretty crushed. That's probably why it was leaking. Yeah. So we got this guy. And you don't have to take the small clip out. You just have to, I took the clip out of it with the screwdriver, but you don't have to. You just have to take the little connector out. You gotta pinch and pull. If it doesn't work, you gotta do the screwdriver thing like I said. And I disconnected it for that. But now we have this guy. There's a little thing protecting this, but you can take that off. It's all good. I'm actually gonna take this gasket out real quick so we don't drop it. And the first thing we gotta do is put this hose back on. Now, get your pliers. Why would they do this? I don't know. Ask the engineers. So now, you got your hose on. Line this guy up. Boom. Alright. That's my screwdriver. Alright, I'm gonna put the gasket on now. Okay. Yeah, now that this guy's in here, at least get one of these guys in. Alright, I got one in. Now to get the other top one in. I got all the nuts screwed in by hand, or the bolts screwed in by hand, or at least just started. Alright, snapped in. I'm gonna cut it right here, and I'm gonna screw all those guys in, because I'm sure it's gonna take me about 30 minutes. Alright, I got all of them tightened down. It was such a pain, but I figured out a way. To get this top right one done, you have to put one of your middle fingers underneath it and one of your pointers on top of it, and you can wiggle it in. The bottom one, you kind of just do it, and then that one's easy to get to. As for everything else, just make sure you didn't crack this really crappy plastic tube, because this is for the PCV or the crankcase pressure. And make sure your line is still good right, or your hose is still good right there. Your sensor is connected, and hopefully you didn't mess up your gasket. Now we can put the big line on, and then you have that little clip that goes in there. Okay, got it on. Just because, I mean, you can use brake cleaner, whatever you have. I just sprayed it down because I dumped a bunch of coolant down there. Got this guy right here. Let's see, one clip goes, there's a little notch that corresponds with each one, so let's make sure you got that. And you can just put your clip in. Not a big deal. What you're gonna do is, I put fluid in it until it stopped going down, and I still have enough left, so I think this is okay. You want to, when you put this air intake back on and you have everything set up here, all cleaned up, and you don't have any wetness under here, when you fill this up, your first check is done, and when all of this is, you don't see any wetness, nothing's leaking, at least while the car's off, what you're gonna do is, with your dry hand, we're gonna put this air intake back on. My phone's almost dead again, so I'm not gonna show you, but we're just 2 clips you put on like we took it off, and then you're gonna start the car up. You're gonna turn the heat on, make sure it's blowing hot, so that you know the coolant is circulating, and then you're going to continuously burp the system by squeezing this hose, and it's gonna let air out of the system. And then I'm also gonna squeeze this hose, and you're gonna feel both hoses to make sure they're both getting hot, and you're going to let the system run until one of the fans kicks on. I think there's only one fan on this one. You're gonna run it until the fan kicks on, and then you know that the air's out of the system and it's not gonna overheat on you. And as long as the temperature gauge is good, then you are good. Just make sure the sensor is connected again, and as a final check, you want to feel underneath it again and make sure there's no fluid, and then you are all good.